just to interject here, we do have information now. We've been working the phones that this started as a shooting at 8500 Miramar Parkway in the city of Miramar. There were two vehicles involved. Apparently don't know where the other vehicle might be in this, but when police arrived on the scene, this vehicle took off. So this it reportedly started at a shooting in the city of Miramar and has now gone from there to the turnpike and just heading north.
This vehicle obviously traveling a little bit faster than the rest of the traffic here. I'm going to throw up our speedometer here. Let me see, destination 9, source 7, and there he goes right there. Now, once this speedometer on your screen there calibrates, you'll see the speed that this vehicle is traveling. It'll take a second here as it adjusts, but it should come up around 85 or 90 miles an hour. There you go.
You can tell just by looking at the traffic that this vehicle is moving considerably faster than the traffic around them.
There is a police helicopter now monitoring this and putting information right out to the ground units there as to where this is going. And bring the camera back out one more time real quick and see if we can see that helicopter here in my shot. There he is right up there at the top of the screen. You can see the helicopter right over that black SUV there that police are now been following for the better part of probably 10 minutes here. We are in Broward County now. We just are passing downtown Fort Lauderdale is off there to the east, and that's going to be Broward Boulevard and then Sunrise Boulevard. So it continues to go northbound at an extremely high rate. Okay, we're coming up to an exit here. It's either an exit or a flyover. Let's see where he goes. We've taken the exit, I'm being told, so we're going to slow it down a little bit here. All right. And he's turning, that's going, Sunrise eastbound. All right, just hit the wall there, hit that retaining wall. We can see the vehicle jump just a little bit right there. Just steady the camera a little bit. We're going from 130 miles an hour down to about 20 miles an hour here, 40 miles an hour. There's a police car right in front, or that was not a police car there, just another vehicle there.
And just for our viewers who are watching, we're also at a time of day where students are getting out of school, so we've got more traffic on the road with school buses and whatnot. Police pursuit is following a shooting that took place in Miramar. Two vehicles involved when police arrived. One vehicle took off, and this is what we have now, a pursuit of an SUV going through the streets of Broward County.
Onto the grass, it collided with that vehicle right there, Robin. You saw the collide. It's northbound on 43rd Avenue here. This starting in Miramar, a shooting, as you got reported back there at the station. There were two vehicles involved, and this is the one vehicle that police were able to lock in with, and they followed it all over parts of Dade County there, pretty much. It goes through the intersection there, in the area of the stadium, right there at County Line, and the neighborhoods here traveling at a very high rate of speed. They're passing, obviously, slower traffic here, but we're going to continue to stay with this vehicle here as it drives up on the lawn there. Over the curb, trying to regain control of the vehicle. They're very dangerous right through that intersection without any concern, apparent concern for anybody else there. Okay, BSO and FHP are now involved. We understand FHP, and it looks like now there's going to be a bailout. Some people jumping out. We're going to stay with the driver. There's a driver there being pursued. Not too far to go there.
So we saw three people getting out of the vehicle. Just continuing to see this going through backyards, going through neighborhoods, climbing fences.
All right, we're going to bring the camera back out here just for a second again and set the location for you. We're looking at the intersection of 27th Street and 47th Avenue, I believe, right there. There he is right there in the backyard right there. Hiding behind the fence right there, trying to elude authorities. There are a number of units here now that have responded to this area. Bring the camera back out again one more time here, just trying to stay focused. There you go, there's the dog, there's the officer. He's got him down. He's complying now with the officer's instructions. So that we have at least one person in custody here. They'll be bringing other officers in here to secure this person, and he's following the commands of the officer right there to put himself flat on the ground there. So, Les, we want to back up just a skosh here for people who might just be turning in and listening to the silence on the television here. We're sorry about that. We're just calibrating our systems. You see all the police cars that were involved down here. They are still looking for several other suspects that bailed out of this SUV here. You see that's with the doors open right there after it struck that traffic control sign. And we do have units scrambling around here trying to locate the other suspects.
Let's send it straight to Sky 10 as I share the latest information. We were just informed within the past 10 minutes that the fourth and final suspect in this pursuit, in this chase, in this manhunt has been found. So that is the latest information. The one thing that officers and detectives are trying to figure out is if the vehicle they were in was stolen. From Sky 10, you see the intense manhunt. Units with long guns, weapons drawn, moving through this neighborhood in Lauderhill. Detectives say this is where it started, along the 8500 block of Miramar Parkway in Miramar. It's where officers say people in two separate vehicles were shooting at each other. It set off a chase, leading police to Lauderhill along Northwest 47th Avenue, where at least 4 people ditched this black Range Rover after striking a stop sign. This is video of a family surveillance camera showing one of the suspects trying to run away from officers.
Like right when he got there, they realized I had dogs and it basically startled them, so they came out the other way. I just feel like it's crazy, and it's crazy how people still commit these stupid crimes. I just feel like they should be stopped.
So obviously this has been a multi-jurisdiction, multi-agency operation that has led to the 4 suspects in that vehicle now being in custody. Lauderhill police also here. You saw the state troopers. And also BSO, there was a helicopter up above helping in the search for these men. This manhunt went on for several hours.
Police say they have arrested the 4 people that were in that SUV, and just a few moments ago they reopened the street and the backlog of cars started making their way through. Now all that's left of this scene is this broken stop sign where the car crashed.
So the car crashed, the driver of the car, who I really seen, he jumped out of the car, jumped the fence.
Lauderhill residents say they are in disbelief after a police chase ended in their neighborhood.
We were just sitting on the porch, getting a car fixed, getting the dents taken out, and this happened.
According to police, the incident began as a shooting between 2 cars on the 8500 block of Miramar Parkway. Miramar police say they quickly responded to the scene and began chasing one of the vehicles, a black SUV. First, they followed it to Miami Gardens, and then they hopped on the turnpike and ended up miles away in Lauderhill. The car crashed at this stop sign, and the 4 occupants jumped out, and one was quickly taken into custody.
One of them was trying to hide. I realized a cop pulled up into my front yard, and he tried to run him on the side or on my backyard. And I realized I had dogs and turned around and the cop grabbed him.
2 additional suspects were taken into custody a short time after, but a 4th remained at large, causing police to close down the area streets and putting a nearby school on lockdown.
They're elementary kids, and apparently they're in lockdown, and all these parents here are waiting to pick up their little ones. So I would be terrified if I had young ones there.
And, everybody want to get home and relax and stuff, but it's definitely a problem for everybody.
Don't know what's going to happen here. So
because the black Range Rover sped north on the turnpike, swerving past cars on an off-ramp and ending up in a neighborhood north of Sunrise Boulevard.
We're going to continue to stay with this vehicle here as it drives up on the lawn there, over the curb, trying to regain control of the vehicle there. VSO and FHP are now involved. We understand FHP, and it looks like now there's going to be a bailout. Some people jumping out. We're going to stay with the driver. There's a driver there. Being pursued.
The 4 men inside scattered, running down the street.
There he is.
Hiding in yards. This guy made the mistake of jumping Gladys Clark's fence, and she was home at the time. What did you think when you see a guy jumping your fence?
Well, I have a weapon, so I grabbed my weapon.
She did more than that.
Oh, no, I didn't open the door. I just yelled out the window. I told him, don't come in here, because if you do, you're in trouble.
After lurking for another moment in her yard, that man jumped a few more fences before finally giving up on a driveway 2 doors down. That homeowner had been stuck outside the neighborhood with other residents as police continued the search for the other men.
Thank God my kids wasn't there, and for them to go play. Sometimes they'll go outside and play, so thank God.
A home security video captured one of the suspects dashing down the side of a house, followed by an officer, then chased out by the family dogs. The four men wanted in connection to a shooting nearly 20 miles away in Miramar. Police say they also recovered a number of weapons, but neighbors here say they want no part of it.
This is a school right there. There's a church over around another corner. Like, it's crazy.
It's sickening, really, just... And I don't know. I don't even know how we can correct this. I hate to see it like this, but it is, and it's life.